Hello, thanks for joining UK Barn Finds. We're back at Anglia Car Auctions. They've got their huge, and I mean huge, classic car sale this weekend, June the 10th and 11th. It really is a big affair. They've got over 250 cars, I believe, plus all the motorbikes and Automobilia and even artwork sale this year. Last time, the last auction, about 2 or 3 months ago, we did a walk-around video for YouTube and it went down really well. So we thought we'd do the same again this time. And what we really liked about it was that people were commenting on the cars and saying, oh, I used to own one of those, or, you know, my parents did, my teacher did, or they'd like to own one of those. And if you could do that, that'd be great. Comments are good, we love them, we do read them, we reply when we can. We're a small team, just myself and Claire, but we love to get involved because just like an auction, our YouTube channel is a collection of petrol heads. And when I say just like an auction, what I mean is when you come here on the day, if you can, and I really do recommend it, you're surrounded by fellow car lovers, a real mix of people, all ages, from all walks of life. So if you can come down and bid in person, I thoroughly recommend it. It is a great weekend out. They've got a cafe here. It's all, you know, child friendly as well. And you can meet, like I say, loads of people, have a good day out and perhaps go home with a bargain. For those of you that can't make it, you can bid online. The auction itself is live streamed on YouTube, I believe, but go to angliacarauctions.co.uk, have a look, they'll have all the details there. You can also leave commission bids, obviously, so you know, there's plenty of ways of getting involved if you want to, or just, you know, like, watch this video if you want to have a look around what an auction looks like before the day itself, and then watch the thing on that. You don't have to bid, you don't have to buy anything, no one's trying to take your money off you. It's better than watching EastEnders or something like that. We just love it here. There's such a lovely bunch of people at Anglia Car Auctions. I'm going to shut up now for a little bit. I'm going to walk around, you won't have to look at my ugly mug anymore, and I'll talk about some of the cars. You fill in the gaps. Do feel free to point out when I get things wrong, because I always get things wrong. Yeah, I'll catch up with you at the end and hopefully bump into some of you this weekend. Don't forget, June the 10th and 11th, angliacarauctions.co.uk. So let's start with the rostrum. This is where it all happens. You'll get your auctioneers, Jeff and David up there, team of staff helping them out, spotters, people doing the paperwork. Everything will be up on the screens here. This will look totally different in a couple of days' time. 3 days from now. We have a few items in the hall here. Some of the larger Automobilia, a few of the nice bikes, and a few of the cars that are non-runners. I don't know about this one in particular. I know this one here is a barn find, the Austin Big 7. Some nice oil tank. I really like that oil tank. I just bought an oil tank at the last sale and now I'm tempted by that one that might not be able to make it out on here, but that's got some Pratt's signage on it, quite faint, but I reckon if you really delicately restore that, it'll look awesome. It's the glass bits on there that really drew me towards that. Yeah, the rally chopper, we've mentioned this on another video. Always draw a little bit of a crowd, the rallies. Quite a mixture of them here. And then just opposite, again, some of the more prestigious, well, they've got the barn find cars here, but then obviously this isn't, this little race car here, quite a beast that is. Be a lot of interest in that, I think. The Alpha, the Jensen. Hello, old girl. Hope you do well for Stuart. Stuart's the vendor. If you look on our YouTube channel, you'll meet him. Lovely chap. Really interesting car. Still covered in that barn dust. Look, you could buy the car and just sell the barn dust on eBay, I think. Manta GTE. Oh my God. I would so love another one of those. Get another 3 points on my license. This will do well. the real deal Astra GTE. You wouldn't believe how long that's been off the road. It's just been so well stored. It'll need going through. You need the brakes and obviously everything mechanical wise checking. But what would you do? Would you just buff that up and leave it as it is? You wouldn't want to respray it, would you? It's just too nice like it is. I'm going to nip round the corner whilst it's quiet in here. It's so strange to see it so quiet and experience it so quiet. Anglia Car Auctions is buzzing whenever I come up here, even during the week, staff running around like lunatics, but it's actually quite sedate out here right now. It's a bit surreal. That Mini there, we mentioned that on another video, left-hand drive. I think it spent most of its life in Mallorca. This is nice. If you like a bit of patina, authentic, genuine looking car that. If you're anywhere near King's Lynn in Norfolk, or just fancy a road trip yourself, viewing is the 8th and 9th, Thursday and Friday of June. Get yourselves down here, because you can have a look at all these cars properly, open some doors. It's exactly what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be here to bid on a couple of cars as well, so I want to know what I'm potentially bidding on. I'm normally the idiot who just sticks his hand up because he falls in love with something. If you are going to bid, even if you can't come, I think I mentioned in the intro, it's all live streamed and you'll get to see the cars driving through then. And I mean, it's not the same if you're buying as being here, obviously. You can't pick up on every little detail, but you'll still get an idea of how it's running just by watching the live stream. So, you know, do it. I've got to bring the missus with me this time. Hello, Claire, and the family. They usually watch this at home. They've actually become quite addicted to car auctions. It's hilarious. You don't need all your heavily scripted, edited and produced TV drama for these people nowadays. They'll sit and watch a car auction. Audi TT, these are a good car. I've got a friend who's had one from brand new. He's got a few cars, and I think it's the only car he said he would never sell because he loves it so much. He used to get a bit of stick for it. It was always, oh, you got hairdresser's car and all that rubbish. It's not, it's a really good car. There you go. Got some alternatives to Land Rovers. Plenty of Land Rovers here as well, but if you fancy something a little bit different, look. How about that? There are loads of really nice Fords here as well this time. You wait until we get to one of the other halls as well, there'll be even more. I would love this. I always joke with my Ford friends that, you know, I'm British Leyland, blah, blah, blah. I know I am, but I would not turn my nose up at a nice Ford. Something a bit bigger. I'm trying not to use the zoomy in and outy thing on the camera because it just gets all glitchy. But I'm having to like step back to fit some of these cars in, they're huge. MGs, that's another one that's a great car to get into. Any MG really, MG Rose, there's MGBs, midgets, because you've got such a network around you of people who can help you out, parts readily available. It's all well and good buying the rarer stuff if you've got the means to get it sorted, but sometimes it's better to get something that was produced in numbers and you can keep it running, because believe you me, having them sitting in a garage doing nothing can be heartbreaking at times, and I know that only too well. I've got plenty like that. Nice to see mini estate with a bit of the, I say boy racer, it's some different wheels, some arches. Lovely interior, look at that. I would, all day long. Moggies, many fans of those out there. Why wouldn't I buy a TVR? Because I know nothing about them. That's why I wouldn't, but I bet you would. If I knew anything about them, if I knew this car, I'm sure I'd be all over this. That must be an awesome, look at that, step back in time, an awesome ride. So cute. Trying to think if I've missed any in this haul. This is only a tiny little haul. We've got quite a while yet. I hope you're in for the long haul. These Jags are growing on me. Future classic? What do you reckon? Let's try some of the other hauls. Okay, now we're into the real money. There are some very expensive cars in here. Also some bargains. I mean, not going to ignore MGs, like I said in the previous segment. Great cars to be able to get, buy, use, maintain, and not just sit in your garage. Whenever I was looking at the Anglia Car Auctions website recently, and I'm looking at like cheap cars for a little thing we're doing, it kept saying, oh, you may also be interested in this. Yeah, too bloody right, I'm interested in it. Not sure that's in my price range, but that is a beautiful car. One day, one day. This Cortina Estate, look at that. I don't know if that wasn't here when I came the other day or whether I somehow walked past it. I don't know how, because I drive that all day long. How cute is that? This is one the other half's been drooling over. Thankfully they've cleaned it now. She does like that. I've mentioned umpteen times, it's the variety that does me here. I mean, where else can you go from like a Morgan to a Subaru to a Renault 5 Gordini Turbo? It's what is that, a Mustang over there? It's just crazy. I don't know how they work out the order for putting them through either, because I'm sure there is a technique. It's like you think maybe they just pick the numbers out of a hat, but they don't. The guys who run these places are really switched on. They know how to keep us all entertained, keep us hooked, get the best prices for the seller while also getting the right price for the buyer. They literally are Switzerland. They're like the one in the middle. They're not on either side, as it were. They're here to make sure that the car gets the right price for the car. I think that's the way to look at it. There are two 101s, Land Rover 101s in this sale. A GS and an ambulance. Such cool things, those. If, like me, you're into Land Rovers. And there you just tuck a little Mini behind it, why not? all of the cars in this hall will be driving through. Obviously you'll get the odd thing on the day where battery's gone flat or something silly will interfere with it. But yeah, 99% of the cars will drive through. Later on in the video, I'll take you outside to some of the ones that will not drive through, and you'll know why as soon as you see them. The pallets underneath give them away. And that's the joy of it. You've got cars, six-figure cars, in the same sale as something that could be potentially just a few £100. The old cliche of something for everyone really does ring true here. And that's where Mr. Snelling, Guy, the man who puts it all together, comes into play. It'd be easy just to line up loads of E-type Jags. Well, not easy, but it'd be easy just to say yes to a auction room full of E-type Jags. But the interest wouldn't be there. This sale will attract so many people, and this is how we got into it all. You come up here to look at one thing, and all of a sudden, the Anglia Car Auctions car transporter is turning up at your house with 4 that you've bought. So do be wary of that. Here's another one that Claire's been all over. She really likes these. These are kind of, what did she call it? Stealth wealth. Luxury car. But most people would not have a clue what you're driving. That is a cool thing. Toyota Century. Let's have a look here. I did mention at one point in the video, you might see some staff members around. I can hear someone and spot out the corner of my eye, going around, giving the cars a wipe, making sure that they're presented as best as they can for their big day. If you're selling a car, it's quite important to know that the auction house is going to do that sort of thing. It's amazing how they're not hiding anything, they're just cleaning the car, getting the dust off and showing it for what it really is. P6 looks lovely, doesn't it? Oh lordy. I'll try and work my way round. Sorry that you'll sometimes see like the roof of a car or a little bit in the way, but it's the only way I can do this. Making sure I don't walk down into the side of a car as well. I don't want to cause any damage. This is a great car. P6 Estate. Came out and looked at this when it came in. It's an absolute beautiful thing. Or maybe you like a Merc. That colour. There we are. All different eras as well. It's called a classic car auction, sale, whatever you like, and it is. But they do like to sneak the odd strange one in as well. You'll see later on when I'm outside, there's I think it's a genuine ex-police car that's quite modern, but I can see why they do it. It's a real eye-catching thing. Spotted it on the internet, and yeah, it draws you in. It's fun. And that's what I love about these cars. There's so much potential fun here. Now, here's the bit for the Ford boys. There are lots of other Fords in this sale, but what they've done is they've lined up a few of the sexy Fords. Look, jeez, oh. Be like the start of a rally when this lot go through. I don't think they're all going through together, but that would be awesome, wouldn't it? I've mentioned the missus quite a few times. This is another one, the Anglia, that she's really got a soft spot for. One day. Mind you, I can't keep saying one day forever, can I? I'm just going to dodge the staff now and walk around into the next hall. There you go, the Fords continue. Next to some very nice looking Mercedes metal, look. Anyone like BMWs? Got you covered, look. Respect your elders. I think that means the car, but if my children are watching this, take note. I'm so glad that Anglia Car Auctions let me in a day early. We have done a little bit of promo work for them, and but it's not a given, you know, they're a really busy place. And to be able to come down today, I could do this on a viewing day, sure, but there'd be people everywhere. And you know, it's a bit rude to just start filming when people are trying to go about their daily lives, I think. So although we might film if I'm bidding on something, Claire might be here pointing the camera at me. We try and avoid doing things like that when we can. And it also means that I can get better shots of all the cars for you guys. It's going to be quite a long video, this, I'm afraid. I won't apologise, but if I ran round, I'd only get told off by you for that. So I'm going to go at a leisurely pace. And once I'm done, I'm going to come back and have a look at the cars that I'm interested in bidding on, because there are a few. We've set ourselves a little challenge. I'm driving up to North Wales the day after the auction, so I need to get myself a car for that. That's the challenge, to buy one here. We actually did a video on that on our YouTube channel, so have a look. If you see it in time, perhaps you can make some suggestions. What do you think of this then? I have no idea what they're worth. I just think it looks like a bit of fun, you know. Get to my stage of life, you just want to have fun. I'll see what Cyndi Lauper was all about now. There, look at that. Now all the ones in here, like I said to you, are up and running. Doesn't mean they're MOT necessarily. Check out the website, you'll get all the details on there. Or check the regs, because a lot of them will be MOT exempt. But you'll still want to know if it's running and properly, or if there's any known faults. But yeah, all of these ones are up and running. So you could potentially, pretty much any of the cars you've seen so far, as long as you've got some insurance, tax them, and away you go. I could go to Wales topless, look. I am starting to really find myself drawn towards mine. As we bought like a barn findy up and running one at the last sale. I haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet. We've been trying to launch this whole YouTube thing. Trust me, it's not easy. And but I never thought I liked them before. And then I suddenly saw one going through the auction, thought it looked really cool, bought it, and now I really love it. It's funny, sometimes you've got to try these things to realise what they're all about. Well, I'm just going to walk back out of the halls now. I think we've done, oh no, sorry. This is how big this place is. I've forgotten there's a hall next door. Right, we might as well try and do that in one shoot then. I'm going to just nip round the corner. There's some cars next door. And then when I come back, I'll shoot past all the motorbikes and we'll see what we can do with those as well, because I do get told off if I miss the motorbikes. So here we go. This is the last of the indoor covered areas. Like I said, there are staff here working, so I'm not going to make any apologies for that. I'm in their way, so they're being really, really kind to me. Try and get out their way as quick as I can. I've had a real insight into how an auction house worked these last few months, and there are a lot of faces today I don't recognise, and they come in and they're just doing all the cleaning, all the manual jobs that they just couldn't physically do in time for a sale of this size without all the help they can get. So it's a lot that goes into these sales. Look at that. You notice when I pull back and look at one for a little bit longer, it's either because I like it or Claire likes it. With that one, it's Claire, although I wouldn't say no. This, I believe, was local to me. I live near a place called Needham Market. And somebody told me that was owned by Kerridge's there, the garage that sadly closed down recently. Bit of a pointless fact for you. I'm probably totally wrong now I've said that. There you go. What about that Mini Nomad? I'm not exactly sure what that is, apart from the fact it's mini base, but it is an interesting looking thing. And what we've got here, BMWs, far too nice for me, that thing. Look at that. Just going to do a quick turn around. I don't want to miss anything, but by the same token, I don't want to film something 5 times because I think I've missed it. I'll never be perfect. I'll never strive to be, but hopefully I'm getting them all in for you this time. They've done such a good job of laying this out. We came up here, it's Wednesday today, we came up here Friday last week, and this looked nothing like this. And I actually had a conversation with my other half this morning. She's like, how on earth are they going to get it all done in time? And I'm like, well, they're just like us, but bigger. We get all our jobs done in time somehow, even if it means staying up late when the kids have gone to bed and getting it done, cracking on. It's exactly what these guys have done. I was just chatting to them. They have been working late nights. They were here Saturday, Sunday. They will be working late nights right up until and after the sale. That'd be fun, surely. How could you not smile driving that? Plenty of yank muscle around as well. Let's just pan back and get you the fronts of those. We have done a little bit on that Mini before. That is just brilliant, brilliant. Makes you proud to be British when you see crazy, slightly crazy things like that. gosh. I'm saying gosh because I remember when these came out, and a good friend of mine who was also my boss at the time, she bought one of these brand new, and I was quite often a passenger in that car, and it was a lovely quick thing. And look at that, I didn't know that any had survived quite as well as this one. That is incredible. I'm going to send her this video and see if I can tempt her to buy another one. Fiat Coupe Turbo. Oof. Anyway, I'm going to head back outside. I don't think the bucket's for sale, but I don't know. These guys are good at selling. These pictures here are part of the decor here, I think. I'm pretty sure. But when we're outside into the next hall, before I go out, I'll just run the camera over there because I forgot to mention some of the Automobilia's actually out on display, the signs. Let's just quickly run past the bikes. Quite a few in this sale, actually. I think the MV Augustas are sold as a job lot, a collection. These three. Feel free to correct me. I'm not a biker. I am into mopeds. Don't think that qualifies me as a biker, so I'm not going to try and pretend I know much about these. But yeah, they've got quite a few in the sale this time. It's names I recognise down the smaller CC end of things. And obviously they were the ones that I showed you in the main hall near the rostrum. Let's just quickly run over to those signs out there, and then I will go outside. I keep saying I'm going to. Hello, Mr. Cortina Estate. I follow NG Vehicle Logistics, Neil Gaskins, on social media. He picked this one up. I'm pretty sure that was the one he was talking about, and said it was absolutely beautiful when he picked it up. You'll actually see him. That's the other thing, I should mention that. If you're worried about getting a car home, there's plenty of things. You've got Shipley and everything, but also Neil has a little stand here on sale days. He runs a fleet of vehicles. It's all not set up at the moment, but I will quickly show you. So you've got his phone number and everything there as well. I've used Neil to transport vehicles, very reasonably priced, very efficient, very professional, properly insured and all that malarkey. He'll get your car home. Obviously, you know, if you want, you can go to Shipley, whatever. You don't have to have a car transporter yourself. Don't let that put you off. Factor it into the cost. But yeah, look, there's signs there. I don't think the toilet sign's for sale, or that one. But yeah, some of the signs that are for sale displayed in the hall. I'm always going to say this with signs, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Some are original, some are reproduction. If you're going to think of spending a lot of money, do your research. It's so easy to get, you know, taken in on auction day. Nobody wants anyone to buy and regret it. If you're just after a bit of fun, the reproduction ones are fine as well. They have a mix here. Just one last thing, and I promise I will go outside. There's an artwork. Oh, Christ, there's a step there as well. There's an artwork sale. Thank you, Step. These are concept artworks. I'm not going to give you all the gubbins now because I don't know it. But these are really, really old, genuine concept artwork. American. Have a look on their website about this, angliacarauctions.co.uk, because these, I think, are absolutely amazing. And I have no idea how much they're going to be. I don't even know if the people here know how much they're going to be. Normally, you get an idea, you get a guide price, don't you? But these, read up on them, they're really fascinating. They're one-offs. These are like proper original concept artwork. How cool would that look in the right environment? Okay, let's head outside. I've just had a bite to eat, all raring to go. I don't think the Only Fools and Horses replica tribute was there when I did this before, so I'll just quickly show you that again. And we're back outside. I said it before, it's like really surreal. It's just so peaceful compared to like auction day when it's all hustle bustle and it's really exciting. I don't know why, I need to grow up, but it does always make me laugh that that's there. So, we're over 2,000. Look at that. Lovely condition. I mentioned before there was another 101 ambulance. This one, have a look online at this one. A little bit of a surprise under the bonnet. Sun's out, I'm told it's going to be a really hot weekend as well. There you go, fancy something a bit Japanese and muscular, sorry. MGs of all eras here. It's going to be hard to do this in such a way that I don't miss anything, so please bear with me, I am doing my best. The Fiesta 1.1 gear, I think it is, because we've actually got this on our potential purchase list. One of those cars that brings back memories. Everyone surely knows somebody who's had a Fiesta at some point in their life. Blimey, I don't know. This car park just looks vast. Nice little Porsche. I didn't mention the Forester over there. Nice car. Got our British Racing green, surely. It's going to seem a bit back and forth doing this, but I think this is the only way I can do it, by showing each car. If I go along the rows, I'm just going to be zigzagging in between. It's going to be a bit weird. It'd make a lot more sense if I could show you an overhead shot. You see what I mean? I'm trying to do my best around the way everything's parked. The good thing is, for a viewing, you'll have noticed, you know, some auction houses, they don't have the luxury of all this space. But for the viewing here, there's actually, you know, room to walk around the cars, and that's great for people who are viewing, but it's also good for sellers to know that they're not going to have people just scratching up against their cars because they're squeezing through all the time. So all of this is a genuine consideration to the auction house. I was chatting off camera a minute ago, and they were moving some bits about purely because the walkway past a particular couple of cars indoors wasn't to their liking. They wanted it right. Attention to detail. Oh, look. Lovely number plate. My other half, Claire, hello. She would love that. A, because she loves Morris Minors, and B, because she loves giving cars names, and that one just lends itself to a yummy mummy type one, surely. Let's just get behind this Peugeot and have a look. There we go. Walk along here. There you go, here's something that was sort of creeping up in value. Seen a few of these go for reasonable money lately. That's a lovely colour. Hope you can see that. Never always know with a camera. I have had a look at this the other day. I did like this. Mercedes here. Going to quickly get this Wolsey in case I inadvertently omit it when we come back down the track here. Staff members out there now. I don't know if they're doing the running order yet. I don't know. Oh, shush, Elton. Control yourself. I love Allegros. Well documented car, that one. If you saw the registration number, you can type that into Google. I'm sure it will come up with plenty of articles. There we are, look. That is something else, that's Toyota. Oh, it's nice now that the sun's come out. I'm really getting to see them in their true light. Absolutely gleaming MGB GT there. Lotus Elan. What sort of money do they go for now then? I've got two hats on at the moment. I'm doing this walk around, which obviously I'm hoping, you know, it's going to be a benefit to anyone who's thinking about buying a car. But also, we've got our own little challenge that I've mentioned a couple of times where I'm buying something to go to Wales, North Wales, in the day after the sale closes. Got to be under £4,000 MOT'd, pre-2000. We have done a separate video for that, but if you see anything, holler, let me know. I'm an idiot, I'll bid on pretty much anything. But it has got to fit those criteria. Sadly, I don't think that's MOT'd. I'd be all over that like a cheap suit, I tell you. Something about the old Lancia, I don't know what it is. If you broke it down, and you know, they don't necessarily look that special, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it just says, oh, buy me, drive me. Alfa Romeo, that would take me there, surely. I think this one would be in my budget. Whew. Look at that. Now, that is MOT'd, the Audi, and is a great car. The only snag is the MOT runs out about a day after, or 2 days after the auction. So do I risk it for a biscuit and try and get it MOT'd if I was to bid on that and win it, whilst I'm on my little boy's adventure away? Because I wouldn't mind driving it, that's for sure. Uh-oh, watch out. It's the Rozzers. We'll come back for you. Vauxhall limo. Not two words I'd naturally put together, but it's here to sell. It's a bit of a project, this one, I think. I don't think that one's on the road at the moment. We bought a limo in the last sale, Mercedes one, and I tell you what, it's been fantastic fun. If you're just after a fun car, don't rule them out, they are a giggle. Let's make sure we get the Volvo in. I know we got the Lancia in before. What are these like? Seriously, if you're watching this and you've picked up on that, my question, I'd like to know. It's just a, I don't know, fairly normal looking car to me. I'm told they're quite nice to drive. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'll try and get everything in. We got those in the limo, yeah. Now, this should, I'll be very disappointed if that doesn't get a lot of interest. Renault Fuego Turbo. You're very unlikely to bump into too many of those on the road if you bought that. What an individual car. Got a Beamer. I haven't had a BMW since about 1990, so I don't know what that crop's like. Got the Bluebird. That's a cool car. Never have too many Land Rovers. Great bit of fun that. So where do I go next? Let's start down Range Rover Corner and work our way up. As you can see, if you wanted to come and view these, you have every opportunity to, Thursday and Friday before the sale. There will be people around, other people around obviously, but that's probably not a bad thing. Some of them might point out things you haven't noticed, good and bad. Not everyone is your competition. And here we have it again, look. Guy Snelling likes to throw a curved ball in now and again. Classic car sale. There is nothing classic about that, and yet every single person here, I guarantee you, will have a look at that car. So I get why he does it. Great bit of marketing. Great car. Just you're going to drive it home, make sure you cover up all the police wording and lights, otherwise you might meet a current copper. It's quite funny, you'll see staff here really busy now. They're putting all the lot numbers on and checking a few last details, and they're ducking away out the camera, trying to hide from me. That's a lovely colour as well, isn't it? XK8, is it? Don't know much about those again, because I don't know much about anything, but I do like a V8. Here we jump 2 or 3 decades, look. Had a few Volvos in their sales. Awesome cars. Fancy a Jag? We're going from what I would call modern, although it's still classic. Retro, whatever. It's a old school. Or if you're a bit of a hoonigan, that's going to appeal. Okay, we're going to turn the corner and see how we're going to do the next rows. These are all in a fairly straight line. Let's just, I am like taking you around with me. I'm not trying to do any fancy editing and all that rubbish. We're going to head down there. Okay. Another lovely Volvo. Beautiful bit of patina on there, look. Oh, you'd never want to spray that, would you? You just want that totally like it is. In places it's perfect. Ha ha ha. That's going to make some people stop and press the pause button, whatever. Start going on the Anglia Car Auctions website. Look at that, look. Parts in there, nice reflection of yours truly. Sorry about that. Hope you weren't eating. But yeah, saw this the other day when it arrived. Carlton GSI, 3 litre, 24 valve. Wow. Sorry, Mr. Audi. Make sure I get you in. I don't want to be accused of being an Audiist. I don't know for sure, but I would have thought Audis, you know, sort of this era, you probably get a lot of car for your money. A lot of car. One for Claire again. Liking the wheels. I wonder what that will go for, the Jag. Look at that, if you can see inside there, is it? First one I've opened, look. Absolutely luxury in there, what a place to be. Now, Guy did mention this one to me earlier. That is an early modern Mini, Y-Reg, and I believe that there is a register of Y-Reg Minis. It's like there's a club. So if you want something that's reasonably modern, but still has like a bit of a cult following, have a look at that. Not a great Volvo. Going to zoom out a little bit here because we're getting tight for space. There you go, any aging hippies out there? Nice bit of flower power. And I don't think you'd see a hippie in this. What a beast. That's a big truck. And they've got it all going on, look. Doesn't just have to be old cars. I'm pointing over there. We're going to come back along the Land Rovers. We'll go down this way. There you go. Not everything's a top of the range 100 grand car. I'll find a home. Someone will love that little thing. Don't see so many of these on the road nowadays, do you? No GTOs. They've got some real presence. I think this one might need some real TLC first, but it will have one day that presence. I hadn't noticed this before. I'm just going to quickly have a look in here, look. Interesting dash layout. I live a sheltered life, look. Sorry, the door's fighting with me because the wind's blowing it back against me. Yeah. What's all that about then? Quite a few Alphas. Hadn't noticed there were quite so many. The trouble with getting older is you remember these cars when they were brand new, and you have to remind yourself that they are now retro, classic, future classic, whatever you want to call them. Now this is funky. I dare say there's people out there, the Volvo Enthusiast Club, who will know this one. You're not exactly going to slip under the radar in a vehicle like this. I'll just swing round and get a picture of it front on in a moment. Awesome. Same with the cars down there, look. Now, I will have to zoom out here, because even though this is a tiny little camper, I don't have a massive amount of room to get this one in. A little Bedford Bambi, cute little thing. I did check, I don't think this has got MOT. If I remember correctly, the current owners, they've kept it maintained. But it was used on private land for like camping, so it wasn't put on the road. So it would need going through and MOTing, but chances are it may not need a massive amount of work. But you can come and have a look, get underneath. I'll try and go backwards now, it might actually be better. Another Scooby. Great car if you want a mixture of performance and reliability and practicality. Great family car as well as something that will stick like the proverbial. This video is going to be a lot longer than I thought. I need to stop apologising, you know, no one's making you watch it, but if I rush, I'm just not going to do these cars justice. We normally try and keep our videos a lot shorter. Modified Ford look. It's quite. Wheels are nicely filling out the arches there. Feel like I've entered Jaguar Central. Yeah. This doesn't have a massive guide price on it, but you never know at an auction. It needs a windscreen, but if you fancy a bit of an Audi Beast, V8 Beast, get in there, have a bit of that. If you've just jumped in at this point, I'll say it again, look at angliacarauctions.co.uk. Any of these cars, they'll all be there, they'll have more details, they'll tell you MOT status, description, etc, etc, and you can always contact Anglia Car Auctions and they'll give you a bit more info, you know, if you ask specific questions. We actually have a matching one of these at home. We've got the 280, I think this is a 240, this limo. Honestly, these are great laugh. Kids have loved it. You can pick them up from school in a limo. You get equal dose of like enthusiasm and laughter and embarrassment. It's brilliant. That does actually look pretty tidy, that one. So maybe something a little sportier. I've worked out how I'm going to do my route around the rest of the cars. Hang on. There we go. A few old Fords turning up. That's from my era. I'm actually going to come and have a look at that because I don't know if I saw that one before. From a personal perspective, I'd be interested in that one. I think the one I had was a 1.3 gear in the time. SMM 107Y, I think the reg. If you look that up on DVLA, if it's the, it was a 1.3, I think. Anyway, we've been here, seen the big old truck, couple of Defenders, and a Land Rover 90 pre-Defender. Figaro, 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 Figaro. These are cool. This one's a project, as you can see. I'd buy this one just for the reg look. A Porsche. Seen anything you like so far? Anything you'd bid on? I'm going to play Dodge the Staff in a moment. You watch this. Now, it's good that you see it, how it all goes on. They're busy places, auction houses. You see it on the day, but most of the work's done before the auction. Even Freddie over there does a bit now and again, look. There we are. Let's pop in behind them. Awesome. Perfect for nipping down the shops in, look. Now, I'm going to try and get 2 for the price of 1 with these ones. It's a Dolomite. Smart. Still all the final prep going on. You might be able to hear stuff in the background. I don't know with these mics. If you're lucky, you won't be able to hear me. Nice looking series Land Rover. Just going to pan round now. We've got a few more cars in this car park. The elusive Katie's just run behind me. She's camera shy. That's a beast of a car, look. Again, you're after a hot hatch. Something a bit different. Go for the Mazda. Right, I've got one more row of cars here. I was here the other week when this one was being dropped off. Right, what I'll do now, there are just a few more cars in the furthest car park. They're going to be the more barn find ones. There aren't many, and I think some staff are working there getting the last few into the halls and into this car park ready for tomorrow when tomorrow when the viewing starts. I'm losing track of days, so up all night, back and forth. Wednesday today, Thursday tomorrow. Crikey, the auction's going to be here before I know it. Back in a minute. Right, we're on the last leg. That isn't a camera trick. That's a chopped Mini. You've seen these ones, but I walk past. We're about to go into, like I say, the last bit. You'll probably see staff running around like lunatics with jump packs. Cars often, some of these cars will have sat here since the last sale. People drop them off straight away afterwards, get them in early. Some of them might have sat here for 3 months, so they do need a jump start. I'm assuming these, I know these are in the sale. I'm just going to film around and just assume that I'm pointing at the right stuff. I don't think that's scenic is. Right. That MG 1100, that's an early one, I think that's 1967. I was having a look at that earlier. Two-door. Capri looks a bit out of place there, look. What just says the MG there. Because behind it, or all around it, we've got barn finds, look. It's going to stun you to know that these won't be driving through some of these ones. Certainly that Mini and the Astra GTE replica. They have screens though inside. You make sure you're not bidding on the wrong one because that would be hilarious. But they'll be sold in place, in situ. I don't know about the rest of them. Some of these could just be out here because they've run out of space. So don't assume because they're out here there's anything wrong with them necessarily. Although that might need some headlights. That's cute. That Diane has moved since I saw it about an hour ago. I don't think it's driven there, but do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. A couple of Mercs. Are they in the sale? Have a look on the website. That's not. But I do know that Volvo is, and it's got like a really interesting history. But that's pretty much it. I say pretty much it, bloody hell. It's like 250 cars. I must have shown you most of those cars. I'm going to head back in now. I want to have a look at a couple of the cars myself before I go that I potentially want to bid on. I won't tell you exactly which ones because I don't want to make enemies. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you do follow Anglia Car Auctions, their live stream if you can't make it here. Even if you just dip in and out, it's a bit of fun. The auctioneers are quite characterful, and you'll get, you get to see the environment. They have a professional crew in doing all the filming and stuff, not some idiot with an iPhone on a stick like me. And yeah, it's just a bit of entertainment. But if you want to buy, it's also a place to come and grab any kind of vehicle really. Just do what I do. Come up, have a bit of fun, get a feel for the place, and I bid with my heart more than my head. I will admit it. But there ain't nothing that can't be fixed. As they say on the cartoons. That's all, folks. Right, this is perhaps my favourite part of any car auction and auto jumble, basically. The Automobilia, you get such a mixed bag in here. I'm just going to take you around and I'll point at a few things that interest me. Portrait of Queen Elizabeth there. Now with these, you do have to do a bit of research. Oh look, there's the missus. You do have to do a bit of research because some of the signs will be original, some will be reproduction, and obviously it's up to you to find out. A bit of buyer beware really. The auction houses unless they're 100% sure, won't say, oh, this is original. They'll just sell it as a sign. But yeah, look, the old stop sign here. I did notice this with someone's taking a few pot shots at that. We'll go along. It's quite a lot to take in. This will probably take a little bit longer than I thought. I hope you enjoy it. I could spend all day looking around here. I do generally buy a few bits out of this part of the sale, mainly because I'm too lazy to get up early and go to auto jumbles. And this is a nice easy way of buying them in a gentlemanly manner. Things that I like for the workshop at stands. I've got the odd sign, but it's the little extras that I like that I actually use. I've got like some oil stands, oil can stands, things like that. No idea what skunk oil is, but I love the sign. And look, if I look down below, plenty of stuff there. I'm going to try not to comment too much on things that I know nothing about. Which is pretty much everything. But a lot of this, it's fun stuff, it's affordable. You don't have to necessarily have come here loaded with thousands of pounds to go away with something that's fun. It doesn't matter if it's a modern one. If you paid the right money for it. It really is like a mixed bag though. I noticed, I'll come back down in a moment, just show some of the signs up there. There are a few Scalextric sets, Team Cosworth there, look. I bet a few of you had that when it came out. I'm going around the outsides at the moment. There is a centre island, as it were. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But then, it's one of those rooms, you come in here and you think, oh, I've seen everything, and then you're looking up and thinking, is that in the sale as well, or is that a fixture? I have to have a look in their Anglia Car Auctions online catalogue. As good a place as any to look. If you can't make it on the day, you can bid online. That looks like a proper old Scalextric. Both of them look Scalextric 300. Le Mans Grand Prix. Everyone had this one, surely. Or am I just that old? Again, a few pot shots in there by the looks of it. Fun little go-karts. Pedal cars. I do like those go-karts. Now, I noticed some overalls and things here. Again, I don't know if they're repro or original. I don't really care. If I was going to bid on them, I'd bid on them because I liked them. And if they got really silly money, I'd probably just assume that they were original and not for me. But look, as worn by Elvis, surely. More signs. London Underground. Let's have a quick look around the middle of them. Oh, yeah, look, missed these before. You might have caught them out the corner of your eye. AA and police lanterns. As I said, I was going to walk around the middle, didn't I? Lots of bits and pieces. The car parts are generally done in a way that, you know, they'll all be like certain area Jags or Minis or whatever. You're not just buying random car parts normally, like there's a load of Mercedes hubcaps there, look. Cortina grille there. not sure if they've got more bits coming for this room as well. They do have a lot here. I'd love to know if that's in the auction, because that is epic. As I've mentioned, they have all this stuff on the Anglia Car Auctions website. Personally, and this is just personally, I don't really look at that for the Automobilia. I do for the cars, but what I do is I come here on the weekend and I kind of just get a feel for what I want to bid on then as it goes through. This is all shown on a screen in the main hall where the rostrum is. And I probably should do a bit more research, really. And certainly if I was spending a lot of money, I would. But I tend to buy the cheaper fun stuff, and if I make a mistake, it's not going to bankrupt me. It really is random, look. Fishing is prohibited. It's like a dream workshop-y type environment for me, this is. There's pretty much everything here I'd stick up if I had a big enough workshop and a big enough bank balance. There you go. Escort Cosworth sign there, look. So there you have it, that's pretty much it. Bound to be bits I've missed. I haven't spoken about everything. As I said, have a look on angliacarauctions.co.uk. Look in the Automobilia sale, June 10th and 11th, 2023. And this stuff will be listed. And you can bid online, or you can come down and bid in person. Or even leave a commission bid. I hope you enjoyed the walk round. I did. I'm going to have another walk round now without a camera. Take it all in again. Cheers.